Hello, Resilience. Today we're gonna talk about different types of defense mechanisms by Sigmund Freud. Defense mechanisms was the first elaborated idea of Sigmund Freud in 1926. Sigmund Freud and his daughter Anna processed and organized the concepts of defense mechanisms, despite the fact that defense mechanisms are usually used in normal and universal situations. Extremes can lead to compulsive, repetitive, and neurotic behavior. We must have a psychic to maintain a defense system if we are to establish the defense mechanisms. These are the principles defense mechanisms identified by Sigmund Freud. First, repetition, reaction formation, displacement, fixation, regression, projection, introjection, and sublimation. Repression. Repression is a key defense mechanism involves suppressing undesirable impulse to protect the ego. In societies, including Filipino cultures, it aids in navigating cultural norms and maintaining social harmony, while repression can help manage conflict and uphold moral values. Excessive repression may lead to psychological distress. It highlights the intricate relationship between individual psychology and cultural expectation. Information. It helps people deal with social pressures by acting in ways opposite to their true feelings. While it can be helpful in managing conflicts, it may also cause inner stress over time. Understanding how this works show how culture affects our behaviors. For example, a Filipino individual may resent or frustration towards a family member or a colleague, but instead of expressing those emotions openly, they may adopt a faked kindness and affection. These outward displays and affections serves as a defense mechanisms to mask their true feelings and maintain harmony within the relationship. Displacement. In us Filipino, displacement means redirecting strong emotions away from the real cause towards something less threatening. For example, if a Filipino feels mistreated by their boss but can't express it, they may take out their frustration on family or friends instead. This helps them avoid conflict at work but can lead to unresolved issues and tensions in personal relationships. Understanding displacement shows how people cope with their emotions in different social settings. Fixations. In Filipino culture, fixation can affect various aspects of life, like social interactions and personal growth, based on Sigmund Freud's ideas. For instance, if someone doesn't resolve issues during developmental stages like breastfeeding, they might develop habits like overeating or smoking later on. Understanding fixations helps us see how early experiences shape Filipino behaviors. Regression. Regression is a common way to deal with stress and anxiety. By understanding what triggers this behavior and the feelings behind it, people find healthier ways to cope it. This might include being aware of their emotions, seeking support, and building resilience. For example, a college student might revert to old habits like staying up late, chatting with friends before a big exam to feel more comfortable and less anxious. Projection. Projection means blaming others for the things you don't like about yourself. For example, you feel angry. You might accuse someone else of being angry instead. This helps people avoid facing their own problems, but it can cause misunderstandings and hurt feelings. It's important to recognize when we are doing this and try to deal with our own issues instead of blaming others. Introjection. Introjection is when people internalize external influences like cultural norms, authority figure demands, and religious teachings. It shapes their identities and behaviors, while it provides a sense of cultural identity and moral guidance. Individuals should critically evaluate these influences to promote their own growth and well-being. For example, Filipino traditions and beliefs are deeply ingrained in society, and introjection is how people adopt and incorporate these practices into their own identities. And last but not the least, sublimation. Sublimation means turning negative feelings or desires into positive actions that are socially acceptable. For example, instead of acting out in anger, a Filipino might express their emotions through poetry or other forms of arts. This helps makes them manage their emotions in culturally appropriate way. So that's all, resilience. I hope you learned something in our presentation. Goodbye. Peace.